listen at the noise. Oh! That is fast. That is fast. I don't know what we were doing there, but probably best not to know, but that is quick. That sound. Hello everyone, welcome to another Driven by Lee video. In this video, we're going to be doing a little review on the 2009 Nissan 370z GT. So the Nissan 370z GT, this one is a 2009 manual. It belongs to a friend of mine, Clements, who owns Go Cars Exports and exports a lot of English cars to France. This car is currently for sale. I will send links and things at the end of the video. So yeah, 2009 manual. I have wanted to drive one of these forever. Never had the chance to. Driven plenty of the 350Zs. I used to work for a company back in the day that used to import quite a few and sell them from Japan. But unfortunately, never got a chance to drive one of these until now. And I must admit, I'm impressed. I am impressed. I know I always say I'm impressed with every car I drive on the channel, but that's mainly because I only really review the cars that I know I'm going to like, and this is one of them. There will be cars, I guess, that I think I like and end up not liking them. This one isn't that. So yeah, where do we begin with this? It's 3.7, as the name would suggest. V6, naturally aspirated, high revving, and it is high revving. It doesn't redline until around about 8,000, so that is extremely high revving. My GT3 doesn't redline at about 9,000, and that's an extremely high revving. So yeah, this is high revving. Naturally aspirated, no turbos, V6, produces round about 340 brake horse. 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds and electronically limited to 155, and it does seem quick because it is quick. Bearing in mind this car is 16 years old, but it doesn't feel like it in all of the bad senses of how an old car feels, but it does feel old in all of the good ways, if that makes sense. So the feel of the car, the smells, the noises, the instrument clusters, all of that feels old, which is good. You know, I love that. But then you don't get all the terrible build qualities that you associate with old cars, all of the problems, the drivability. It still drives great. This one's done currently 72,000 miles and it's still very tight. The gear selection, we need to talk about that in a minute because that is insane. But the throw of the gearbox, gear lever, lovely, short, stumpy, what you would expect. It's a 6-speed manual. Interestingly, this was the only option in the UK. They do this in an auto, but not for the UK, they didn't. I guess you could import one, a Japanese import. This isn't, this is a UK car. I've been lucky enough to be driving this for a little while now. Been on all kinds of roads with it. Fast roads, country roads, through town. Great car. Comfortable. very sporty. I mean, this is a two-seater sports car, a proper two-seater sports car. It's not a 2x2, there's not anything like that. Two-seater sports coupe, and it looks great. The exterior styling's great, subtle, but you know that it's something special. Looking out of the side mirrors, all you can see are the big haunches at the back, the big flared arches, and that's great. It's got lovely 19-inch forged wheels, slightly wider at the back, which gives it that hench kind of muscle look, which is what you want in a sports car. It's got a spoiler on the back, no tints. How nice is that to find one of these without tinted windows, tinted rear windows? I really do not like tinted rear windows. All my cars have got them, but I wish they hadn't. It's not my thing. I don't like tinted glass. This has got xenon headlights, very powerful, very good. Steel brakes, lovely brake calipers, 6-pot brake calipers. Stop the car very well, no brake fade. I mean, it's a fast car, so it's going to have good brakes, and it has, which is a great thing. I'm excited about this car. Yes, it's old, but I'm excited about it. Coming on to the interior, look at the interior on this. Look at the dials. You've got your speedo, your rev counter, right in the middle of the instrument clusters, and that's where it should be. That's what Porsche does. Toyota Supras do the same. And then up here, you've got your 3 dials up here. One's obviously the clock, then you've got your voltmeter, and then you've got your oil temperature in degrees Celsius. Of course, of what you need. On this gauge here, you've got your miles per gallon, your fuel, your water temperature. What I like about this as well, in your lowdown in the rev counter, it also tells you what gear you're in electronically. Now, that's not always needed, is it, on a manual, but it's still a nice thing to have, and it tells you what mode you're in, sport, which you're going to be in it all the time, aren't you? And then coming to the speedo, obviously it's got the speedo up to 180 miles an hour, and then you've got your odometer as well. This one has got the satellite navigation retrofitted down here, as you can see. Very nice touch. Obviously these would have come with sat nav in 2009, but they would have been in here, which is if I can open it, is a cubby hole. But the sat nav on these back in the day looked terrible, horrible. So you've still got the practicality of that lovely cubby hole. Somebody's retrofitted this lovely sat nav unit. Obviously you've got your full climate control. Coming down here, you've got your sport mode, keep that in that all the time, and then your gears. It's even got heated seats. So obviously it's got electric windows and things like that. So yeah, it's got all what you could need in a car. What I like as well, in the doors, you've got your air vents in the door. How good is that? That is a lovely thing to see. Going on to the steering wheel, it's an old classic leather steering wheel. It's quite big, which cars they were back then. It's quite thin, which is still a nice feel. You've got perforated leather on the sides, a few buttons in the middle. Obviously they're mechanical buttons, not that heptonic horrible stuff. The seats are very nice. Leather, Alcantara suede in the middle, which is also on the door cards. Very comfortable seats. It's a GT sort of sports car, so they're not overly figure hugging, which you don't really want, but they're nice. In here, I've got sports pedals as well, but in here, I have heard criticisms on these that there's not a lot of space in them. Well, there does seem to be to me. I'm 6'2", and do normally struggle, but I've got the seat back in a lovely position. I don't even think the seat's fully back. I've got the steering wheel set to where I want it. Yeah, well, plenty of room. What I like about this as well, kind of its party trick, is when the steering column, when you move the steering, not only does the column move, but the dials move. How cool is that? The dials move to make sure they're always in the optimum position so you can see them through the steering wheel. A lot of cars, as you all know, you can move the steering wheel to get it to your angle and then you miss parts of the dashboard, but not on this. Everything moves with the steering. Well done, Nissan. More cars should do that. In fact, I don't know any others that do. Maybe you can comment in the comments below and tell me of cars that do, because I'd love to know. Handles very well. Bearing in mind it's a 2009 car, it handles great. It sticks to the road. The suspension, although sporty, still has a lot of travel in shock absorbers, so it's not overly bouncing you around and shaking your teeth out. This one is largely standard, other than a couple of bits that we'll get to in a little while, but it's not been played around with, so it's not had coilovers and all that nonsense put on. It's not been lowered to within an inch of its life. It's right, and it drives right. There's a lot of traffic today, which is not helping anything. Everybody seems to be out, which I guess is what I get for coming out at midday on a Saturday. Normally I film these quite early in the morning, but not this time. Not this time. Fuel consumption, I'm not going to lie, it is thirsty. Clements was telling me gets around about 19 to 20 to a gallon. That has got an induction system on, but I'm not sure if that increases the fuel consumption. I don't think it does. These do actually drink a bit of fuel. It's a 3.7 V6. It's going to drink some fuel. But that's not a problem, is it? You're in a sports car. Who cares if it uses loads of fuel? If you're worried about that, you'd have an electric horrible thing. Service costs, I can't say. I don't really know. It's a Nissan, and from my experience with Nissans, parts are not ridiculously expensive. Servicing at main dealers or specialists, which this is fine to go to a specialist now, again, won't be a lot. I don't think it's going to be a massive issue. Problems that I've heard about, I haven't. I've Googled it. The only thing is a bit of oil consumption. But then you Google any car, everyone says that. So I actually haven't heard too many things. I dare say if you look on the internet, there'll be plenty with faults. But then, isn't that a case with every car? You just heard that, didn't you? You just heard that blip. That is something we are definitely going to be talking about in a minute. Also worth mentioning with this, it is fairly practical. You've got storage in the dashboard, you've got storage on the armrest, there's little shelves behind the rear seats, which is quite cool. And also the boot. Look at the boot. It's a fairly large design. It's larger than previous 350 because that had a strut bar across it, restricting space. But that boot, yeah. So you could go away. You could do road trips in this car. You could put stuff in the boot for a weekend away. So yeah, it's really that part of things spot on. This particular Nissan 370z is fitted with a NVIDIA exhaust system, and these do need an exhaust system because the standard exhaust on these doesn't sound great, I must admit. I have heard them, they just sound, you wouldn't even know you're in a sports car, so they do need an exhaust. This one's got a stainless steel catback and it gives the nicest sound. It's not over the top, but it sounds lovely. It burbles. But interestingly with this, I remember back in the day, a lot of cars with these kind of exhausts would sound really droney at 70 or 80 miles an hour. So much so that you couldn't really go too far with them. But not with this. This sounds really nice. I've drove it down the A11, which is dual carriageway, had it around about 70, 80 miles an hour, and you could have done it mile upon mile. You weren't being droned. We needed to discuss what you just heard there in a minute. So yeah, it's a great thing to have. This has also got an in-jet forced air induction system. So you get that fantastic air induction sound, and that's addictive. So you couple that up to the exhaust, it's breathing right, isn't it? Listen. Wow. I swore. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble off YouTube for swearing. Sorry. Sorry, YouTube. Oh, this is such a great car. Oh, listen at the noise. That is fast. That is fast. I don't know what we were doing there, but we're probably best not to know, but that is quick. That sound. My days. That sound is lovely. So yeah, I'm impressed with the sound. We'll have to do it again. Ready? That is unbelievable. Oh, that is crazy. ...2009 this car, and it sounds like that. This is the other thing we need to get on. This has got, and I can't quite believe I'm about to say this, this has got rev synchroning. So it synchros the right revs for the gears. Rev matching is another term for it. Bear in mind, this is 2009, I keep running on, but it's 2009 and it's got rev matching. Apparently Nissan took around about 3 or 4 years to get the synchro right so that it rev matches. So what does that mean? So it matches, so make sure when you're on downshift you're in the right revs. The revs are right for the gear change, so you get a super smooth gear change, which yeah, that's great and all the rest of it, but the sound it makes on it blips. Ready? Listen to this. Oh, it's doing that all on its own. Demonstrate it again. So I'm in third. Can you hear that? It blips up. You go vroom, 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 vroom. And it's a manual. Even my Lotus Emira doesn't do that, and it's a 2024. That is cool. My GT3 does it. My M4 doesn't do it. But this is a manual, and it's got... Oh, I can't get enough of that. Rev Matching. Incredible. So that's obviously a super cool thing to have. Oh, I've got to stop getting so excited like a little schoolboy. I challenge anyone to drive this and not get super excited by it. Who cares if it only does 19 to the gallon? The way I'm driving, I doubt it's even doing that. I don't care. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, I think I've just had multiple love wheeze. Oh, this is just a fun machine, and it's not a lot of money. Clements has got this up for sale for 10.5 grand. 10.5 grand. It's worth having that, isn't it? For a toy. 10.5 grand. Get it, buy it. His link's everywhere on my description, and he's a good guy. He's a good company. The car's right. We're now stuck behind someone doing 30 miles an hour, and we're in a 60. Does he not know we've got rev matching and a loud exhaust and induction to hear? Obviously he doesn't care. He's in a hybrid. Naturally, he's in a hybrid. Oh my days, gee. We're going for the overtake, probably not in the best spot. I've got to stop. Every car I'm reviewing I seem to want to buy. No, Lee, no. You cannot buy everything. Just one more? No. So yeah, that was my review on the Nissan 370z. Do I like it? Yes. Yes, I do. Would I have one? Without a doubt. Would I have this over a Audi TT? Or a Porsche Cayman? I'm not sure. I am not sure. If you went back to a 2009 Audi TT or a 2000, this is a lot faster, I'll say that. But if you went back to 2009 Cayman, well, even around then, I'm not sure. I would probably go with this. Interestingly, lots of people won't go with these because of badge snobbery. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with Nissan, but people would prefer the Audi badge, prefer the Porsche badge, which I think you're missing out, guys, honestly. Interestingly on this as well, I cannot see a Nissan sign anywhere. On the front, no. On the back, no. Steering wheel, no. There is not a Nissan sign anywhere. Where it would normally say Nissan, it says Z, as you can see from the picture I'm putting up. I wonder why they've done that. There's nothing wrong with Nissan. But yeah, I like them. I'd have one. And they're super rare now. Very rare. In fact, when was the last time you see a 370Z? Probably a long time ago. Or when was the last time you saw one in such great condition like this that isn't overly modified? It's got a couple of subtle mods, the exhaust and the induction, but that's not a problem. It's not got stupid spoilers on, wheels and all the rest of it. So this is an extremely rare car, I'd say. If you're in the market for one of these guys, you could do a lot worse than this car here. So I'd just like to say thanks for Clement for letting me take the car for a while. Thanks mate, really enjoyed it. There'll be no back in the garage on this video because I've got to return the car back to Clement's and I've got another car to get ready for filming this afternoon. And that was the video, guys. So if you liked it, please like, comments down below. There must be some comments about this. I'd love to see some. I'll reply to all of them. And if you could subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. As I always say, there's plenty more to come. So thank you.